Hi, it's Nicole from A Day of Small Things. It's that time of year again. Every September, we spend the month having fun, reading, watching and talking about Shakespeare and his works. Whether you have participated in Shaketember before, I look forward to seeing you this year. I'm hosting it the third time with Jason from Old Blues Chapter and Verse and Kelly from Books I'm Now Reading. A little bit about my story and involvement with Shaketember. Shaketember played a significant role in my Shakespeare journey. I joined in 2022 for the first time when I just started reading Shakespeare. I'm forever grateful for the hosts at the time for introducing Coriolanus, All's Well That Ends Well, and A Midsummer Night's Dream to me. 2023 was my first time hosting. We chose 3 plays for everyone to read together: Romeo and Juliet, Richard III, and Antony and Cleopatra. In 2024, last year, in order to give you even more choices, Jason, Kelly and I each chose 2 plays. So we offered Titus Andronicus, The Tempest, Twelfth Night, Macbeth, King Lear and Cymbeline. I can tell you there are even more options this year. The goal remains the same. We hope more people can enjoy Shakespeare's works. We love them. We think they are worth the hype. We want you to try them and hopefully love them too. Maybe you've been reading, watching and loving Shakespeare for years. If that's the case, you don't need me to convince you. Please share your passion and enthusiasm with us. Maybe you've never tried Shakespeare before and you are nervous because you heard that he's difficult or boring. This is the perfect time to give it a go and judge for yourself. As I mentioned, things are evolving again. In addition to 6 Shakespeare plays, we have 1 video on Shakespeare adaptations, 1 on a contemporary of Shakespeare, 1 on fiction, 1 on non-fiction, and 1 interview with a director. Let me tell you more about each one. The 6 Shakespeare plays, in roughly chronological order of their writing and publication, are Richard II, a history play; Merchant of Venice, a comedy; As You Like It, a comedy; Julius Caesar, a Roman history; Measure for Measure, a problem play; and Pericles, a late romance. Please watch Jason and Kelly's announcement video and hear all about their reasoning for choosing these plays. My choices this year are Richard II and The Merchant of Venice. For Merchant, it's simply because I haven't studied it before, even though I know so much of it. For Richard II, I loved it when I first read it, and earlier this year I had a chance to watch a RSC production of Edward II by Christopher Marlowe at Stratford-upon-Avon. I was struck by their similarities and have been very curious about Marlowe's influence on Shakespeare, and I want to compare and contrast them properly. I thought this would be the perfect chance. So I will be reading Edward II by Christopher Marlowe and Richard II by Shakespeare as a pair. The Elizabethan and Jacobean ages produced a large number of playwrights. We mostly only know Shakespeare today, but knowing the works of his colleagues and rivals really puts him and his works into context. I just started exploring this fascinating body of works: Marlowe, Johnson, Ben Jonson, Thomas Kidd, all sorts. I'd love it if you join me on this journey of getting to know Shakespeare's contemporaries. Those of you with very sharp eyes might have noticed that we don't offer a tragedy this year. But fear not, Kelly will be discussing adaptations of King Lear. We read King Lear together last year. watching shows in the theatre and film adaptations on the screen is one of the best ways to get into Shakespeare. Do go and watch Kelly's announcement video where she will explain more, I'm sure, about which adaptations she'll be mentioning. For those of you who want to know more about Shakespeare as a person, I'm going to recommend a few biographies of Shakespeare, and Kelly is going to discuss Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, a fiction about Shakespeare's family, especially about his wife Anne and daughter Judith after the death of his son Hamnet. Last but not least, Jason will be interviewing the directors of Dragon Theatre Productions, which is a Colorado Springs community-inclusive theatre program. Please watch Jason's announcement video for more about that. I put the timetable on the screen should you want to follow along and join the discussions. On the first Saturday, we'll talk about Pericles, King Lear adaptations, and Richard II. On the second Saturday, we'll talk about Measure for Measure and Edward II. On the third week, As You Like It, Hamnet, and biographies. On the fourth week, we'll have an interview, and we'll also discuss Julius Caesar and The Merchant of Venice. So this is the plan for 2025, and we want to spoil you with choices. If you're interested, now is the time to sit down with a cup of tea and decide which one or two you'd like to read along, or even more. Then you have a whole month to change your mind, and hopefully by the end of August, get your hands on a copy of the plays. If you have questions about which edition to use, I made this video a while back talking about 6 editions from different publishers, what the physical books look like, paper stock, font size, the layout, the essays, their pros and cons, which is my favorite, for what reason, etc, etc. It's a bit geeky, I warn you. I hope it helps you to decide which one to buy. I know not everyone is as obsessed with Shakespeare as I am, so a couple of things before I go. Firstly, if you don't have time to read but would like to take part, I wholeheartedly recommend that you find a show and watch it. Either live theatre or online streaming or a screen adaptation. There are a lot of amazing shows out there. I always watch the plays I read, and without fail, it always makes me think deeper and fall in love with the plays more. Secondly, we'd love you to participate. Leave me a comment on which plays or books you are most interested in. But this is not homework. We are supposed to be having fun, so please have fun. That's compulsory. I'll be taking a break over August on this channel, partly to prepare for Shaketember, partly to get ready for the new academic year when I'll start my second and last year of MA in English Literary Studies. So see you soon. See you in Shaketember. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next one.